I just want to start by saying I love you, and if you have asked me this question, it doesn't mean I don't like you. I just have a certain response. I get all the time the question, how do I start a yoga practice? I'm a total beginner. I don't know where to start. Give me some tips. I think that is a really strange question. It's kind of like asking, oh, I hear To Kill a Mockingbird's a really good book. Can you tell me how to start? I just don't even know how to start. Like, I'd love some tips. The answer to that question is you open the book and you start reading the first page. And the answer to start doing yoga is so simple. It's just start. Just start. There's like, I don't understand what you're afraid of. I really don't want to be rude, and I don't want to come off like a jerk, but I'm honestly a very nice person, I promise. But I want to encourage you and motivate you and give you a little kick in the butt, because if you're asking me the question, how do I start yoga? First of all, I'm not even a yoga teacher. Like, I've been doing yoga every day for like 2.5 years, which is like a minuscule amount. And I like posting about my yoga journey and everything, but I'm not an expert, and I don't have all the answers. But I do know this: if you are a beginner and you want to start a yoga practice, just start. I don't care if it's a class, I don't care if it's a video, I don't care if it's a website, or I don't care if you're just kind of looking up stuff on an app or whatever. There are so many ways to start a yoga practice these days, and you just need to start. I've seen a lot of people start yoga practices who are absolute beginners, and they don't ask questions, they just kind of jump in. But I think some people are afraid, and I want to address your fear. If you are afraid of starting a yoga practice, I want you to take a step back and ask yourself the question, what am I afraid of? There's nothing scary about yoga. I mean, unless you're doing a crazy inversion that you're not ready for, that might be a little bit scary. But just a beginner yoga class, what is scary about that? Someone even commented and said, I'm afraid of looking stupid, so I don't want to do a class. I'm sorry, but what? Like, I look stupid every single day of my life. Like, that is part of who I am, and that is our God-given right, is to look stupid. If you feel like you look stupid in a yoga class, like, who cares? Who cares what you look like? And not only that, you're not gonna look stupid because everyone around you is doing the same thing. I'm just like kind of confused. And if you go to a beginner yoga class, the teacher understands you are a beginner. This is your first time. You can even go up to the teacher beforehand and say, this is my very first class. And they will create a safe space for you to practice. All right, I think one reason I get this question all the time, and so many other people who post about their yoga journey on Instagram, and like certified yoga teachers, why they get this question all the time is because I think you feel like if I ask this question, that's me taking my first step to yoga. It's like, I want to do yoga, but I'm scared, or I'm lazy, or I just don't want to quite start just yet. So I'm just going to ask the question, how do I start? And then I'm going to sit back, and then maybe that person doesn't answer. And then I'm like, well, I can't start yoga now because they didn't tell me how. That is so silly, guys. Stop. If you've messaged me or commented or said something, or even just put something out into the universe or told your friends or anything, I'm interested in yoga, I kind of want to try it. Just try it! Just do a yoga class. It is not that hard. Wow, I am giving you tough love today, guys. On the other hand, there are so many people who have, I can't even count how many people have told me that they just watched me doing yoga online on my Instagram, and then they started a practice. And there was no communication between us. No like, hey, what do I do? How do I start? Send me some videos. Like, they just did it. And then maybe months later they message me like, I've been doing yoga every day for a few months now, and I love it, and it's totally changed my life. And I'm like, that's freaking amazing. I'm so proud of you. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, that is the big thing I wanted to say, is just start. Find a video, go to a class, just start. No. Listen, you might be saying, ugh, that was not what I wanted to hear. I really wanted you to tell me that I needed to take 6 months in order to prepare. I needed to touch my toes every day and then go to a yoga class. I'm sorry, that's not the answer. But because you probably want some like concrete stuff, and if you're like a true beginner and you're like, yo, what's yoga? What is that? Then I do have some things for you. But what I really want you to remember is this idea of just start. Tip number 1 is to get a mat. Get a yoga mat. A real one, because I think a lot of people who are just kind of beginning yoga, they're like, I'll just use a towel. No, you can't use a towel. I'm sorry. Just get rid of that and get a mat. I don't care if it costs $7 from Daiso or if it was like a $100 mat from one of these expensive companies. The reason is, on a towel you will slip and it will not be comfortable and you'll be like, yoga's so hard. Don't practice on a towel, practice on a yoga mat. Tip number 2 is to find studios around you. If you are in the US, it is very likely you live near 1 or maybe 7 yoga studios. So go check out the yoga studios and try their beginner packages. Almost every yoga studio has a package for people like you who want to start yoga, but you kind of just want to dip your toe in, or maybe you want to jump all in, but maybe you can't afford it. Just try their beginner package. I know Core Power Yoga has like 1 free week of yoga or something like that. And then the secret is to go to the next studio and do their beginner package, and just keep doing beginner packages around your area and finding different studios. But it'll really help you to be in class and to like see people and meet with teachers and everything and just get started. Also, when you're in a class and if you feel like a posture is too hard for you, just raise your hand and ask for a modification if your teacher hasn't already given you one. Tip number 3 is to do yoga via YouTube. There are countless yoga channels on YouTube and it's pretty incredible, and it's amazing that we have this in this day and age. Just find beginner yoga video, beginner 30-minute video, beginner backbending video, beginner split, whatever, and do that video at home. Push your coffee table aside, lay your yoga mat out, and just do the video. My next tip is to focus on your breath. This might seem a little basic, but it's actually the foundation of yoga is your breath. In your yoga class that you go to when you do your beginner package tomorrow, probably, right? You're doing it tomorrow. The teacher will likely say something like, inhale, lift up, exhale, fold. Inhale halfway, exhale, fold. And the idea is it's 1 breath per movement. Just focus on your breath. That's all I'll say. My next tip is to try all different kinds of yoga. There are so many different kinds of yoga out there, Ashtanga and Vinyasa and Bikram and all these different kinds. Try them all. My next tip, don't wear socks. Next, don't try deep postures until you're fully warm and ready for them. Don't backbend first thing in the morning. Some tips to doing yoga at home is make it a routine. It's really helpful if you do it every single day, and it's easy to make a habit of that and to do it in the same place every day. Next is get blocks. Even if you are an advanced yogi, you still need blocks, and they're really helpful when you're a beginner because there are some postures where you need to support yourself. My next tip is don't do yoga on carpet. If carpet's all you've got, then by all means just do it on carpet, that's what you've got. But it is better to do it on a hard surface. Also, I'm going to plug my friend's website here because I have been a member of their website ever since I started my daily practice. That is how I started my daily practice. The website is called thrivingplantbased.com, and it was created by Michelle and Jay, my 2 friends, and they are amazing and they're so dedicated and passionate about what they do and really good at it. The website has amazing content and it's unlimited yoga for $13.99 a month, which is incredible because a lot of single yoga classes these days cost at least 20 bucks. So that's an amazing deal. So $14 a month gets you unlimited yoga. That is what I do, and that is how I have been practicing yoga. And on the site, there are tons of beginner videos. I once had someone tell me that they wanted to sign up for Thriving Plant-Based, but Michelle looks so bendy and flexible and beautiful and so advanced at yoga that I was just so intimidated I didn't do it. She has beginner videos, guys, like so many beginner videos. That can't be your excuse. Stop making excuses. I'm so tired of it. Sign up for Thriving Plant-Based. It's a really wonderful website. I'm sorry I freaked out. My next tip, my final tip, is to practice at home without a video. Whether you sign up for a package at a yoga class, or you sign up for Thriving Plant-Based, or you find another yoga series online that you like, turn off the video, roll your mat out at home, and just do yoga by yourself. You're intuitive, you're smart. It's a very natural, grounding, organic practice that you have the ability to do. I'm not saying like do a full flow or a full hour of a practice all by yourself if you are just beginning, but I truly believe that this is the best way for you to grow in your practice and for you to learn about your body and for you to have a deep spiritual, emotional connection on your mat. It is life-changing, trust me. I mean, the yoga classes and the yoga videos are also so important, and that's where you really are learning new things all the time, but to truly deepen your practice, you gotta practice with just music or just your breath with no video. Do what you remember. If you don't know a lot about yoga, you're like, I don't even know what Warrior One is, like that's fine. Just take like 5 minutes to do yoga on your own and just do a little bit. Just do a little bit on your own, and then every day increase a little bit more and practice something. Just do some handstands or work on crow or just sit in child's pose or just stretch your hamstrings. Do something on your own. It is life-changing. I've linked below some of Michelle's beginning videos from her YouTube channel. There are so many yoga teachers out there. I personally connect with Michelle's style. It's vinyasa yoga and it's really hot and beautiful and sexy and I love it. And if that's what you connect with, amazing, but just know that there are so many different styles of yoga out there, and I'm not gonna just link random videos below because that's not what I do, but just Google it and try it. I really hope we're cool. I hope we're good. Sorry I yelled. Sorry I cried. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry I did that. I've got emotions, damn it, and I'm gonna express them. But I will tell you that I want you to know that we're good. It's cool. You guys can ask me any questions you want. I just got that question so much, and I needed to give you guys a kick in the pants, because if you just because you asking how to start yoga is not starting yoga. I think you know the answer. You know it. So stop making excuses. Stop asking questions. And I'm gonna close with this. I am personally very experienced with this concept of asking questions before doing. I have been wanting to write a novel since I was 7 years old. I have always loved writing, and for years I asked questions, and that's not how you start something. I would ask people, how do you do that? And then like, what do I do if and I'd make excuses. That's not how you start. Once I stopped asking questions, truthfully, one of my dear friends, Isla Morley, told me, Hannah, you need to stop asking questions and just write your novel. And I just heard her and I listened and I did it. And that's what you're gonna do.